Hello and welcome back to the Skeptic Fox channel. Now I know this video is coming a bit late and I apologise for that. I was just so busy with university work. But I thought it was about time that I had my say on the bearing situation and more specifically on the petition that I started. So I'm sure we're all aware of the saga by now. On the 5th of December, Bearing, who to this point had a completely clean record, got 3 strikes which subsequently meant his channel got removed. At which point I decided to start the petition to try and get him back. Now in the petition I tried not to point the finger at anyone as we really didn't know much about what was going on at this point, and in hindsight I probably should have waited for more information to come forward before starting this petition. As it turned out, the copyright strikes were more or less completely legitimate. Now I did put updates up on change.org as and when they came out, but as it was my first time using change.org, I'm not sure how obvious these updates were to find. So admittedly, when I first started the petition, I didn't have all the information and I probably should have waited, but I still think there was need for a petition. Firstly, because the whole thing was just handled so poorly. I mean, if someone could possibly have their livelihood just taken away from them, some communication beforehand would be quite nice. Secondly, because YouTube as a website is pretty fucked at the moment. There's little to no communication between YouTube and its content creators. YouTube also seems to be encouraging this push towards more commercialized, family-friendly content on YouTube, and away from just some arsehole with a laptop talking shit into a microphone, which to me is what makes YouTube great. Also, with Bearing being doxxed quite recently, and a few of the tweets that were floating around whilst all this Bearing Fresh TV stuff was unfolding, it does seem plausible that the only reason Bearing's avatar was brought to the attention of Fresh TV in the first place was in an attempt to shut him down. So to summarise the Bearing section of the video, was I maybe a bit quick to start the petition? Yes. But would I have started the petition after all the information came out? Definitely. I just would have changed the wording of the petition. The last thing I just want to briefly address is what's happened to Sir Sic, the social inequality crusader, recently. Essentially, he got false flagged for a video where he criticised a feminist. And since his video falls under the category of criticism or commentary, everything he uses in that video falls under fair use. Now, I don't know if the YouTuber Brooke Loves Beauty X3 realised this was a false flag, or perhaps was pushed into doing it by someone else, or maybe she knew it was a false flag but did it anyway. I don't know. But Sir Sic basically made a video where he invited everyone or anyone on YouTube to download his original video, which got the flag, to make it a little harder for that video to be taken down. So the rest of the video is just going to be Sir Sic's original video in my desperate and feeble attempt to get a bigger YouTuber to notice me. I'm the Skeptic Fox, and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk a little bit more about a serious kind of topic today, or more like an informational topic, I guess. It's about feminism.
Oh dear. I do not know why I do this to myself. Oh yeah, you bastards enjoy it for some reason. Bring it on. Let's see what you got for me, darling. And please try not to be too retarded. It's very early.
And all of my thoughts on it, and my story with it, and all that stuff. So, yes, dive on in. I want to start off this video, first of all, before you leave any hate comments or any negativity, you know, just defining feminism. So, we're going to ask the most logical person around, Siri, what feminism is.
I thought I told you not to be retarded. Fine.
Siri, what is feminism? Just give me Wikipedia. Hold on. Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men.
Good. The dictionary definition. See, here's the thing about dictionary definitions. Depending on what they describe, they can be more or less useful. When describing general concepts like sexism, you can rely on the dictionary to cover you fairly well, because it's a thing that people do. Like, a sexist act is always a sexist act, regardless of who's doing it. Feminism, on the other hand, it's more of a self-applied label. So whatever that particular feminist thinks is feminist is basically true to them. Which is why you can have feminists who advocate for women to be independent and to make their own choices and face their own consequences, and feminists who advocate the total opposite, infantilizing women and trying to make the world one giant padded cell, lest the delicate flowers hurt themselves.
That's what feminism is. Siri gave me a weird article, so we just Googled it instead. My other good friend is Google, apparently.
Siri done fucked up. Hashtag feminism fail.
Okay, so that's what feminism means. Now, this really ticks me off because I feel like people don't understand feminism. Let's back up a little bit.
What the fuck was that? I thought my cuts were bad, but fuck me. Apparently natural flowing speech is part of the patriarchy or something.
I want to just first of all say that this video was completely inspired by one of my subscribers, actually. Her name is Victoria. I will leave her video below that I saw talking about feminism. I just thought it was an important topic and I was like, oh my god, I've never done a video on that. So I want to give her like all the credit for the inspiration.
Oh yeah, just throw that poor bitch under the bus, why don't you?
Her video will be below. So I think
Liar!
a lot of people have feminism twisted in their minds. They think that feminism is women are better than men.
Hashtag kill all men. Manspreading. Drinking male tears. Shall I go on?
Not the case.
Sure. I'll bet your evidence to that effect is so compelling I will convert to your little religion in a heartbeat.
Now, my little tiny story I have with feminism goes back a few months. I was in an orientation exercise, I guess, for my college, and basically someone asked who are feminists in the room, and only a few people stepped forward and said that they were.
My God! This is an outrage! How dare people not identify as the same thing as me? This is one of the many reasons people don't want to identify as feminist. Because you think that it's utterly bizarre that they don't. As if people shouldn't even have the fucking choice.
I was one of them, and there were a few other people with me, and for the amount of people in that room, it was disgusting, actually.
There it is. You're a fucking idiot. Less than 20% of the population of America identify as feminist. And for something that you clearly believe should be the default, does it not make you think for a second that they might have good reasons for not being feminist? That maybe being shamed for not being one is the disgusting act? That maybe the things feminists do trumps the dictionary definition? That article after article from feminist writers in the mainstream press bashing men and masculinity and banging on and on about how bad women have it because of some perceived yet intangible oppression might make people think, this isn't for me. Does that even occur to you?
I cannot believe the amount of people who did not say that they were feminists. Most of them were guys. I don't remember if there was any girls who didn't say that they were. But that doesn't even matter because feminism is just equality. It has nothing to do with one gender or sex is better than the other.
According to you, and perhaps you truly believe that, but if you actually look outside of your little personal bubble and see what mainstream popular feminists, the faces of feminism, are saying, you would understand why everyone else seems to think that that's fucking bullshit. Here, I'll give you some examples. I want to see a man beaten to a bloody pulp with a high heel shoved in his mouth like an apple in the mouth of a pig. Andrea Dworkin, a famous radical feminist writer. The more famous and powerful I get, the more power I have to hurt men. Sharon Stone, a famous actress and feminist. Probably the only place where a man can feel really secure is in a maximum security prison, except for the imminent threat of release. Germaine Greer, a famous feminist writer and speaker. These are popular and powerful feminists. And other feminists lap this shit up. This is the face of feminism to the wider world. You might not like it, but it's the truth. If you want to change, then it's your, and people like you, job to change it. Not our job to ignore them.
At all. And I think that's something that like just really gets to me, because I don't think that people know what that means. And there are extreme feminists out there who are saying that women are better than men, but that's not what the average everyday feminist is saying.
Maybe they aren't, but they also aren't coming together en masse to call this shit out. You just either say, well, that's not real / my feminism, or you just flat out ignore it. See, my dear, you are part of the problem when it comes to the perception of feminism. It's your club. It is your job to call out bullshit from within your ranks. It's the same reason I call out bullshit from others who identify as politically left. It's my job to call them out and get my side in order. It's no one else's job to get them to change. And it's certainly not their job to understand the difference between me and them if I'm not gonna fucking point it out myself.
And I just wish that people would like realize what feminism actually was. So that's like the entirety of this video. I just want to let you guys know that feminism is equality for men and women. I know like the word itself, feminism, makes it sound like
it's 100% for women, you know, like it is. If you actually want an equality label, look up egalitarianism, babe. You get all the helping women with the actually helping men that feminism just pretends to do.
That women are like dominating this word compared to equality, but that's not the case. So yeah, just don't forget that. Honestly, it's so stupid to me that people out there are saying that they're not feminists.
That's because you're not engaging brain. Seriously, actually think about why they wouldn't. And I'll give you a hint, it's not because sexism.
It's just because there's some extremists out there, but if you actually look at what the word means,
the meaning of the word is far less important than the action the word inspires. The word has a fine and laudable meaning. That doesn't mean the actions of those who wear it as a label are automatically good. And the simple fact is, we have overwhelming evidence that a large faction within feminism are bad actors with bad motives and bad agendas. And they are the ones who are writing articles, getting the laws changed and having people sent to fucking prison for disagreeing with them. I'm not going to sit here and nod my fucking head in agreement with your dictionary definition when there are people out there actually doing bad things. I'm going to go and fight them. If you truly believe everything you say, you should be there, right next to me.
It just means equality. That's all it means, guys. And I think if you say that you're not a feminist, personally, I think that's really messed up, because that means that you don't think the two genders are equal.
Feminism does not have a monopoly on equality, for fuck's sake.
Which, like, I think they are. I mean, women are pretty great, don't get me wrong here. So leave me a comment below. Did you know what feminism was before this video? Like the actual definition of it? Are you a feminist? I don't know why everyone isn't a feminist. Like, I don't get it. Why don't we want equality between men and women?
A. Prove that we don't have it. B. Even if we didn't, feminism is not the only way to achieve such a thing. And C. Pretty much everything I have said before this fucking sentence. Are you really this sheltered that you don't know about all this messed up shit done in the name of your movement? Seriously, if you spent just 5 minutes Googling feminism is bad, you would find out what people's issues are and wouldn't have made a video where you sound completely fucking ignorant. I'm going to skip the rest of the video because it's just her fucking rattling on and on about her ignorance. I've made my points. I'll see you all later.